Tonight, the pressure is mounting on Governor Gavin Newsom over his handling of the pandemic.
We have some breaking news. Governor Gavin Newsom will face a recall election. The California Secretary of State just announced that there are enough verified signatures for a recall election to take place. More than 1.6 million signatures. They have been verified. That exceeds the nearly 1.5 million signatures required. There's now a 30 business day period where people can request to have their signatures removed. But a recall election will now be held unless a large number of signatures are withdrawn or the courts get involved.
New York is a hotbed for COVID-19. Right now, senior care facilities are preparing for possible outbreaks. But what about when a nursing home resident leaves the hospital and goes back home to their nursing home? NBC5's Tom Garris has that story tonight from Ticonderoga.
As Christina Kulopin and her husband visit her mom at a nursing home, she wonders about the what-ifs with coronavirus.
I'm concerned for her. I'm concerned at the possibility that they'll bring COVID-positive patients into the nursing home.
The facility, Elderwood in Ticonderoga, has no reported cases of the disease, but Kulopin's concern comes on the heels of an order from the New York Department of Health that no resident shall be denied entry to a nursing home solely based on a confirmed or suspected COVID-19 diagnosis. It also forbids nursing homes from requiring a hospitalized person be tested before being entered or re-entered. For places like Elderwood, Kulopin wonders if that puts her mom and others at risk.
Well, I think there's great concern on the part of the nursing homes in general. Not just Elderwood, I'm sure.
The state's move has drawn criticism from a branch of the American Healthcare Association, which says the move will likely cause more hospitalizations. Elderwood sent this letter to families, assuring them of a plan to isolate residents who become COVID-19 positive, even a separate unit to care for people. Addressing the concerns via email, an Elderwood spokesperson writes, quote, "While it seems counterintuitive to admit a resident who is COVID-19 positive, it's actually much safer. In knowing we will be receiving a COVID-19 resident, we can do so in a very process-driven, deliberate manner with full infection control protocols in place."
Well, Shep, Cuomo's aides who say they were in the room categorically deny that the governor made any threats. But, of course, the pressure is building on Cuomo. He's lashing out now at his critics. He's calling their accusations conspiracy theories, blaming opponents. As we saw from Assemblyman Kim from Queens, Cuomo is now accusing him of running a racket.
But if you attack my integrity and my administration's integrity, am I going to fail to respond? No.
We talked to Assemblyman Ron Kim just a short time ago ourselves, and he says, look, this is all a distraction.
Instead of addressing the reasons why their office made an attempt to hide and cover up nursing home deaths and give out legal immunity at the peak of the pandemic to nursing homes, he is deflecting, and that's what he does best.
As the spotlight intensifies on Cuomo and whether he intentionally tried to hide the true death toll at the state's nursing homes, furious families are just demanding answers. For instance, Agnes Minisal died at age 93 in an Albany hospital just a couple days after her nursing home sent her there. Her son, a registered Democrat, same party as Cuomo, says this isn't about politics.
I think there was an intentional cover-up because of the numbers. He's bragging about the numbers in nursing homes, and he wanted to lower the numbers. And I know what he's playing with here, and it's just not right. I want the truth. I want justice.
What's next? Calls for the legislature to investigate, demands to strip Cuomo of his emergency COVID powers, and questions here about whether the pedestal Cuomo occupied for so long during the pandemic is crumbling. Shep.
This morning, growing fallout for New York Governor Andrew Cuomo and his administration over withholding COVID death toll numbers in nursing homes. His top aide, Melissa DeRosa, telling Democratic lawmakers this week on a private call, "We froze," concerned that the information was going to be used against us after receiving a request from the Department of Justice last year. Those comments, first reported by the New York Post, sparked immediate backlash among lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. Democratic State Senator Andrew Gennardez tweeting, "This is a betrayal of the public trust." Republican Congressman Tom Reed says he's filing a criminal complaint against Cuomo's aide.
She needs to be arrested.
Responding to the criticism, DeRosa released a statement clarifying her remarks. We needed to temporarily set aside the legislature's request to deal with the federal request first. We informed the houses of this at the time. We were comprehensive and transparent in our responses to the DOJ and then had to immediately focus our resources on the second wave and vaccine rollout. We could not fulfill their requests as quickly as anyone would have liked. The growing scrutiny comes just weeks after New York Attorney General Letitia James released a report claiming the state had undercounted nursing home deaths by as much as 50%. State health officials acknowledged the death toll was more than 15,000, much higher than originally reported. On Friday, 14 Democratic state senators called to repeal Cuomo's emergency powers in the pandemic, joining the Republican-led effort. Governor Cuomo defended his administration's actions in late January.
A third of all deaths in this nation are from nursing homes. New York State, we're only about 28% only, but we're below the national average in number of deaths in nursing homes. But who cares? 33, 28, died in a hospital, died in a nursing home. They died.
Often praised for his leadership early on in the pandemic, the governor is now coming under fire and tackling a new crisis.
All right, Victor. Michigan has lost 18 more people to COVID-19, a number we don't want to overlook, even as the state's daily numbers do continue to trend lower. But today there were also 125 new cases reported. So the state now confirms more than a third of Michigan's 6,000 COVID deaths have come from nursing homes. But Governor Whitmer is still standing by her policy of placing COVID-positive patients in nursing homes with people who are COVID negative.
A group of Republican state senators in Michigan calling for an investigation into the COVID policies of Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer and whether those policies may have fueled the death toll in Michigan nursing homes. Correspondent Jillian Turner is digging into the data for us tonight. Good evening, Jillian.
Hi, good evening to you, Shannon. So tonight, a group of state Republican lawmakers claim that Governor Whitmer's policies may have exacerbated the death toll in Michigan's nursing homes. In a pair of scathing letters, the lawmakers are claiming that COVID-19 infections and deaths in the state skyrocket over the past year and say that Whitmer's administration may be at least in part to blame.